So, you've probably heard about this one big beautiful bill floating around, but before we dive into the specifics, let's take a step back and talk about how Congress actually passes laws in the first place. It's not always a straightforward process, and understanding the basics is crucial to understanding what this bill really is. And specifically, we need to talk about the Reconciliation Bill, a special type of legislation that's often used for budget-related matters. It has its own set of rules and procedures which can make it a powerful tool in the hands of Congress. But sometimes this process leads to what I like to call a legislative Frankenstein's monster. A bill so large and complex, it's hard to even know what's inside. Ideally, Congress should be passing focused bills, each addressing a specific issue with clarity and precision. But instead, Congress often bundles everything together into one massive, unwieldy package. It's a bit like throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. So, you might find farm policy tucked in there alongside provisions for student loans, and then a section on military spending right next to environmental rules and regulations. It's a real mixed bag. All of these disparate elements get crammed into one massive package, making it incredibly difficult to understand the full scope and impact of the legislation. It's like ordering a pizza from your favorite place, and then finding car tires inexplicably included with your order, along with a fishing magazine you never asked for, and a bizarre ferret-sitting contract thrown in on the side. It makes absolutely no sense. And this One Big Beautiful Bill Act is just the latest example of this trend, a true behemoth that touches nearly every single corner of American life, from healthcare to education to infrastructure. So, why do they do this? The answer, unfortunately, is often political leverage. By strategically mixing popular and unpopular measures together within the same bill, lawmakers essentially force an all-or-nothing vote, leaving their colleagues with a difficult choice. Are you willing to support funding for the troops but at the cost of gutting crucial clean water protections? Or would you rather save the river and protect the environment, but then have to vote against much-needed pay raises for our soldiers and their families? The sheer size and overwhelming complexity of the bill make it nearly impossible for the public, and frankly, even for many members of Congress themselves, to fully understand what's actually inside and what the long-term consequences will be. Important details are often deliberately buried deep within dense legalese, making meaningful debate and effective public scrutiny incredibly difficult, if not outright impossible. They might call it beautiful and present it with a smile, but in reality it's often a confusing, overwhelming mess, carefully designed to stifle opposition and push through unpopular measures under the cover of popular ones. And the consequences of what's hidden deep inside this legislative behemoth will ripple outwards, affecting American families and communities for years to come. So, welcome to legislative chaos American style. Buckle up because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Who wins and loses in this grand game? The bill redraws the lines for millions. SNAP recipients face more paperwork and stricter rules. Farmers get a new deal. But the fine print favors big agribusiness. The military gets more money, but with new strings attached. College students see their financial aid and loan rules upended. Environmental programs are slashed, favoring fossil fuels over clean energy. In short, the bill reshapes food, farms, soldiers' lives, students' futures, and the air we breathe. It's not just a bill, it's a rewrite of the American social contract. Let's talk SNAP. The bill expands work requirements for food assistance. Now anyone 18 to 65 without a documented disability or young child must work or train 20 hours a week to get help. States lose the ability to waive these rules even in areas with high unemployment. Imagine a 62-year-old laid-off worker now forced to prove job hunting just to eat. The policy ignores real barriers: age, health, rural job scarcity, gig work instability. The supposed goal? Save taxpayer money and punish freeloaders, even though SNAP fraud is rare. In reality, it's a mountain of red tape designed to push people off the program. The result? More hunger, less compassion, and a system that values toughness over real solutions. It's a cruel fix for a problem that barely exists. Now let's turn our attention to agriculture, a cornerstone of our society and economy. This bill significantly rewrites farm policy, and not in a way that benefits everyone. Instead, it's structured to disproportionately favor big corporate farms, further consolidating their power within the agricultural landscape. Crop insurance rules are tightened, creating additional hurdles for specialty crops, making it more challenging for these farmers to protect their livelihoods. But the situation is quite different for mega farms, particularly those focused on growing corn. The bill introduces even sweeter deals and incentives for these large-scale operations, The same advantages extend to farms specializing in soy and wheat, solidifying the dominance of these commodity crops. Small organic farmers, who are often at the forefront of sustainable agriculture, face higher costs and fewer options, putting them at a distinct disadvantage. Meanwhile, Big Ag cashes in, reaping the rewards of these policy changes. Disaster relief, a crucial safety net for farmers facing unforeseen circumstances, is now harder to get, adding another layer of uncertainty to their already challenging profession. The system prioritizes those with the most expensive insurance, further benefiting large-scale operations that can afford comprehensive coverage. Again, big corporations win, solidifying their position at the top of the agricultural hierarchy. Family farms hit by floods, facing devastating losses or droughts, enduring prolonged periods of hardship, get less help, struggling to recover from these natural disasters. This pushes them toward bankruptcy or consolidation, forcing them to sell their land and livelihoods to larger entities. The winners, large agribusinesses with lobbying power, who have the resources to influence policy decisions in their favor. The losers, small diverse farms and the communities they support, the very backbone of our rural economies. This isn't just about farmers. It's about the security and diversity of our food supply, the foundation of a healthy and resilient nation. Fewer small farms means less resilience, making our food system more vulnerable to disruptions, and more risk for everyone, from farmers to consumers, impacting the stability of our food chain. The bill tilts the playing field toward monoculture, reducing biodiversity and increasing susceptibility to pests and diseases, and corporate control, concentrating power in the hands of a few large companies. The military section is a political slam dunk, a surefire way to garner support and project an image of strength. It's a move that resonates with many, tapping into a sense of national pride and security. More money for pay, ensuring our service members are compensated for their dedication and sacrifice. Housing, providing a safe and comfortable environment for soldiers and their families. And high-tech weapons, the latest advancements in military technology designed to maintain our edge on the global stage. Billions go to upgrade barracks, a much-needed investment in the living conditions of our troops. And family housing, recognizing the importance of supporting the families who support our service members. Finally, addressing years of neglect, a commitment to rectifying the substandard conditions that have plagued military housing for far too long. Service members get a pay raise, a tangible acknowledgement of their hard work and dedication. And the Pentagon gets new toys, the latest and greatest in military technology. Hypersonic missiles, capable of reaching unprecedented speeds and distances. AI, artificial intelligence integrated into military systems, promising enhanced capabilities and efficiency. Stealth aircraft, advanced planes designed to evade detection and maintain air superiority. But there's a catch, a potential downside lurking beneath the surface. New layers of bureaucracy could slow improvements, hindering the progress and efficiency of these vital projects. And big defense contractors stand to benefit most. These corporations are poised to reap the rewards of lucrative government contracts. Much of the money may vanish into administrative costs, a black hole where funds disappear without making a tangible impact. Before a single wall is painted, the funds may be allocated, but the actual improvements remain elusive. The bill favors flashy hardware, prioritizing cutting-edge weapon systems and advanced technology over critical needs like maintenance, mental health, and family support. The essential services that directly impact the well-being of service members and their families are often overlooked. It's a classic Washington move, a familiar pattern of prioritizing appearances over substance. Fund the visible, investing in projects that generate headlines and impress the public. Neglect the essential. The fundamental needs of service members and their families are often sacrificed in the pursuit of technological advancements. Military families may get better roofs, providing some relief from substandard housing conditions, but still face long waits for counseling. The mental health needs of service members and their families continue to be underserved. The priorities are clear, a reflection of the values and priorities of those in power. Impressive tech over long-term well-being. A focus on technological superiority at the expense of the health and happiness of our service members. The result, the consequences of these choices are becoming increasingly apparent. A military that looks strong, projecting an image of power and invincibility to the world, but still struggles with basics. The fundamental needs of service members and their families are not being adequately met, undermining the very foundation of our military. Higher education financing gets a brutal overhaul. Pell Grants, lifelines for low-income students, now come with stricter academic requirements and time limits. Struggle in your first year? You could lose your grant and be forced to drop out. Loan repayment plans are consolidated into a single, less generous option. Monthly payments go up for most, especially recent grads in low-paying jobs. The goals save federal money and make students bear more risk. The reality, fewer low-income students in college, more private debt for the middle class, and millions delaying life milestones. Higher education is treated as a private gamble, not a public good. The winners budget hawks and those who think students should tough it out. The losers, almost everyone else. The bill's energy and environment section is a demolition job. EPA enforcement is gutted. Less money, higher thresholds for violations, and polluters get a free pass. Renewable energy tax credits and research funding are slashed, while fossil fuel subsidies expand. Programs for solar, wind, and grid modernization are cut. Oil and coal get new perks. The winners, fossil fuel giants and heavy polluters. The losers, everyone who breathes, drinks water, or cares about the climate. The bill trades long-term health for short-term profit, ignoring clean energy's economic promise. It's not a beautiful bill, it's a beautiful disaster.